right, Shots Fired Army. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you guys liked last week's episode. Told you we was coming back with the Savage Mondays. Picking it up got a lot of likes, a lot of stuff with that. So we're gonna keep that push. We're gonna keep pushing those out. I'm gonna keep coming up with some. Try to keep it funny. So when you guys see the Savage Monday stuff, it's supposed to be motivational yet kind of comedy. That's what I'm kind of going with it. Want it to be motivational, but also kind of be a little bit funny to make your Monday mornings enjoyable, I guess. Little skits like that. But hey, happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day out there to all you beautiful mothers out there. Want to wish you all happy Mother's Day. I hope each and every one of you get flowers, get spoiled today, even if you don't get a lot of stuff or whatever. I hope you got a phone call, text message, and remember that to all these viewers. Shots Fired Armies, tell your mom, happy Mother's Day. Hey, Mom, Meatloaf, happy Mother's Day, Mom. Catch you on the next one, right? But, no, so this week, oh, man, we're going to kind of talk about, I guess you could call it parenting. I guess you could call it child abuse. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But so kind of what this week's topic is, right, so backstory, I was at the grocery store the other day and there's two young children there, causing a scene in the store, right? Throwing a fit. And the mom was there, I don't want to say she was doing anything wrong because she wasn't doing anything wrong, but she was trying to get them to stop. She wasn't cursing at them or yelling at them or anything like that. But the kids, they were just throwing a fit. I don't know why. Kids will be kids, right? I don't get into people's business when it comes to shit like that. I just let them kids be kids. I got my own. Still trying to figure that shit out. Like, I ain't wanting to put my 2 cents into somebody else's shit. So, but, what do you guys think? So with the way things are today, right? I'm sure a lot of you remember when y'all was little, when y'all was a kid, y'all act out in the store, y'all got fucked up. I know that's right. You got smacked upside the head or whatever, right? I remember I was a little kid going into the store, whether it be my parents, my grandparents, whoever, was like, don't touch shit. You ain't getting nothing. Don't ask for nothing. If you ask for it, I'm going to jack you up, right? And if we start grabbing shit or touching shit, we got fucked up. Nowadays, you can't do that shit, right? That's what I'm trying to get at, I guess. You can't really discipline your kids in public. And I don't want to say, might I go as far as saying you can't discipline your kids at all. And it's sad to say, you kind of have to do it behind closed doors, right? And I'm not saying, you need to whoop your children. I'm a firm believer, every child is different. Every kid learns differently, and everybody's parenting skills are different. Do I believe in whooping children? Yeah, I'll whoop mine, but not like, I'm not gonna go beat the crap out of my kids. But if they do something wrong, hell yeah, I'm gonna pop them, give them a little pop or something. But that's what I'm saying. Every child's different, so it kind of goes with their age too. When they start getting older, you can't really do shit like that because it ain't gonna do nothing to them, right? Or different kids react to different things differently. Like one kid might popping them might work. They might be like, oh shit, let me not do that again. Or one, it might not work. It might not affect them. They might be like, oh, whatever, I'll catch this whooping, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, right? You might need to go about different ways, different avenues. And I've kind of learned that along my, experience of being a parent is different things you got to do. Kids learn differently. All kids are different. But what I'm saying is I knew, and I know a lot of you knew, is our parents put that fear in us. They put that fear in us. So I'm not saying we was all good. I know I was a badass kid. Like, I always got my ass whooped, but I knew, I ain't getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. Like, nowadays you can't do shit like that. And then I think it comes with, when I was a kid, we got in trouble, we did dumb shit. But some stuff you just was Hell no, we ain't doing that because we knew we was gonna get a lot of trouble. And nowadays, I don't think kids realize that stuff. I don't think kids realize how much trouble they could or they should. I don't say can, they should, because the way society is now is pretty much based off of the parents, right? So anything kids do, pretty much under the age of 18 now, the parents are the ones that are paying the consequences for that. And I don't think that's right. Now I think it's circumstantial, like different things happen, depending on what's going on. Obviously the kid can't get in trouble. Like, for example, right? I'm not sure if everybody heard of this story. I think it was I'm sure it was last year, but I can't remember how long ago it was. A 6-year-old kid shot a teacher in Newport News at a school, right? And I think the parents just went to trial for that. I'm not sure what happened with the trial. I didn't really keep up with it. But if some of y'all know, let me know in the comments below. Or let me know what y'all think about this, right? Kid got a gun, took it to school, shot the teacher. Parents are in trouble, right? Parents got arrested, gone to trial. Depending on the situation, right? Do the parents need to be held liable? Yes. But I'm not a detective. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not the jury. I'm not none of that shit. But depends where the kid. I mean, it's a 6-year-old kid, so you should know what your kid's bringing to school. Like, you should check their book bags in the morning. You should check the book bags after school. You should know what's in their pockets. Like, you know what I mean? When you're 6 years old, you kind of at that age, maybe you give them a little leeway on letting them, like get themselves ready for school in the morning, but you're going to make sure like they're good, right? Like, or am I crazy? And that just, see, that's kind of on the parents, right? That's on the parents. Like, did the gun come from the parents' house? All this different stuff. And I'm not trying to make this podcast about this one situation, right? But that's just kind of like where I'm going with it is, should parents be liable for what kids are doing? And I think it just depends on the situation, depends on what happened or the circumstances to it, right? Obviously, you can't throw a 6-year-old kid in jail for whatever, 25 years or whatever it is, right? Because it's not, I don't think, maybe the kid did know what he was doing, but I don't think he really knew what he was doing. Can a 6-year-old kid come in and say, I want to kill you, but does he understand what killing you actually means? Like, you ain't coming back type thing? Like, tell me if I'm wrong or let me know what you guys think about stuff like that. I don't think a 6-year-old understands. They might understand somewhat of different things, right? But I don't think they really grasp what it means to like try to end somebody's life, right? And so with that though, going, it's kind of like, at what age do the parents stop being held liable, right? Because I mean, pretty much you're not an adult until you're 18. That's what they say, right? So I mean, it could be a lot of stuff, like any kind of situation. Like, kid gets into a fight at school, is the parent the one that gets in trouble for that? Like, nowadays it seems like it. It seems like the parent's the one that got to suffer the consequences because their kid was acting out. Now, like I said, kids fight. Like, I know, I've been in a few of them. Boys will fight, girls will fight. Like, it happens. Whatever. You don't ever want to see it happen, but I know it does happen. But I don't. It's crazy to me. Like, what do you guys think about at what age? What age do you think the kids should start being held liable for what they're doing? Because you hear all these stories, right? Like, you hear, like, in today's day and age, you hear it all the time, way more than what we should, about all the school shootings, right? Should never happen. And there's so many different ways, and I'm not trying to really get into that on this. Different things we could do at schools to stop school shootings from happening, right? Different protocols or whatever. And that's not really the path I'm trying to get down or anything like that. It's weird. It's hard to stay away from it when you're talking about this subject, because there's so many different things, and I think there could, and they all kind of contradict each other, like different actions you could take. But that's really not. If y'all want to hear a podcast about that, we can do one. Like we can. I'm trying to get some people. Maybe we could do one on things that we should do to stop. From kids taking guns to school or weapons. I don't even know if I can say weapons or guns on YouTube. We're about to find out though, right? But no, like, do you guys think the parents should be held liable for things kids do? I think, man, it's hard, but that's what I'm saying. So let's get back to where we kind of started. I'm getting drifted off here, and I'm kind of going down different ways. Parenting, right? And that's where it starts. Starts when kids are young. Kids need to learn that there's going to be repercussions to their actions, right? Like I said, the lady in the store, her kids were carrying on, and I'm not saying she was doing anything wrong or anything like that. She was correcting the situation. I'm not saying she was just letting kids act crazy and do whatever they want. Like, she was correcting it, but as much as I know, there'll be them Karens out there. Like, you can't talk to your kids like that, or you can't hit your kids. I'd be like, mind your motherfucking business, bitch, right? Excuse my language, ladies. It's Mother's Day. I'm sorry. But for real. And I hate to say it, but I think a lot of kids, I don't want to say all of them, but I think a lot of them that act out or do certain things come from broken homes. And, things like that happen. A lot of, relationships with people don't work, and it don't got nothing to do with the kids, but they need to understand, right? And when it comes to parenting, you need to parent well together, right? You can't kind of stick up for one and good parent, bad parent. Like, you can do that stuff. Sometimes it does work, but you got to kind of level it out. Like, hey, you got to have a strong front so the kids can't mom and pop you, right? Because that's where that saying comes from, I'm pretty sure, is mom and popping, right? Dad says no, mom says yes, or whatever. Dad says ask your mom. What your mom says, what's your dad say? You say yeah. The type shit, right? Mom and popping you, whatever. I'm sure we've all done it. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, man, it's a touchy subject. It's hard. It's difficult. I don't know on that one. But I think, this is what I'm going to say. Depending on the circumstances, parents should be held liable on what's going on, right? You should be in your kids' lives. You should know what they're doing, what they're going through. You should restrict it, and it goes, kids nowadays, younger and younger and younger, having social media, having cell phones, doing all this stuff, right? Parents need to be involved with it. You need to see, it's not just throw a phone at your kids and say, here, do what you want. Like, you kind of need to check on them and say, hey, what are you doing? Who are you communicating with, right? What are you doing, right? You got to, so you can see where they're at or what they're doing, or because kids nowadays go through a lot more, I don't want to say stress. Maybe they do. I'm not a kid anymore, but it seems like nowadays young people, young children are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Stress, but I don't know the word. I don't want to say, I don't know, that sounds bad, but not mentally challenged. I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like their mental health is worse than when we were kids. That's how I think. I think kids nowadays, young people nowadays, their mental health is not as good as how when we were kids. Like, we had worries and cared, about things. I'm not saying we didn't ever stress or anything like that, but I feel like nowadays kids, for some reason, I don't know why, go through more anxiety, are more stressed out. And maybe it is. Is it because of social media? Is it because of social media? I don't know. Is it because of Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all this stuff? It might be. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't. That's a good one. I kind of caught myself with that one. That's a good one. It might be because of social media. I mean, I remember growing up, we had But I remember when Facebook first started, and it was only for college kids. So you could only get a Facebook as if you had like in a college email or some shit like that. But now, I mean, obviously we all know now anybody can get it, but maybe it is because there's so much stuff that's put out there and pumped into kids these days, right? They see so much when it comes to social media. And I'm not saying we need to get rid of social media or anything like that. All I'm saying is we need to take care of our children, our young people, and make sure they know the right path. And I'm not saying parenting's easy. Parenting is very hard, and we all take different paths. And it kind of goes along with my last episode, change, right? Taking that journey, teaching our children on kind of how to choose the path they want to do and what path might be the best path for them. And I'm not saying the parents always have the right answers, always know what to do, but it's kind of your job as a parent to guide the young ones, the youth of today, in the right direction, right? And I know I kind of rambled on a lot about this one, and it's kind of hard to really soak it down into one little thing like how I do my short little podcast. This is something that could be really long, really, really long, and multiple discussions. So I think what I'm gonna start doing now, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna start doing monthly topics. So at the beginning of the month, like my first podcast of the month, I'm gonna talk about a topic, and that's what the topic's gonna be for the whole month. So we can dig more deep, really dive into that topic and really do the research, really learn about what we're gonna talk about, and speak through it throughout the month. And maybe the last episode of the month will kind of reflect back and be like, man, now I changed my view on it, right? Or maybe I still have the same view, but I've learned so much. And that just goes along with putting out good information to you guys and you guys giving good feedback, right? So let me know what you guys think about that. I think that's what I'm going to start doing starting June next month, because we're already midway through May pretty much. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about today's topic. So it's kind of a lot. Should parents be held liable? Is it situational? Or should we be able to start whooping our kids like they used to us back in the day? Because I've caught a few things that I probably shouldn't have been hit with as a child, but I did, and I'm sure some of y'all have too. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about how we're going to do it going forward. I really like it, so that way it's not just talking about one thing and then moving to the next. We can spread it out through the month and really dig into it, so it's not like just one long, like 1 or 2 hour episode. We could break it down into multiple ones for your guys' viewing pleasure. You liked how I did that? But hey, always be true and shoot your shot. Peace.